Hello all, my name is Chime, and I will be commentating over the game of the week for week 5 of the IBL Elygems League. Today we have a game between T-Bones and Ryan, two of the best players from the Sun Division. Now, T-Bones decided to bring a team of Torkoal, Shiinotic, Flygon, Milotic, Drifblim, and Nihilego, while Ryan brought Crobat, Garchomp, Poliwrath, Politoed, Frostlass, and Kartana. Kartana being the star of Ryan's team. So, both of these players decided to bring weather this week, with Ryan bringing his Politoed and with Drizzle, and Thomas bringing his Drought Torkoal, my bad. So, I think Thomas brought Torkoal and weather just to stop Ryan from getting a Swift Swim Poliwrath sweep. Possibly he has something else to abuse that Drought, maybe the Drifblim with Flare Boost, but we shall see. So both of these players have really threatening teams, and it'll be interesting to see how they can play around each other's Pokemon, because I don't know who clearly has the matchup advantage. We'll have to see that throughout the game. So without further ado, let's get right into this game. So, here's challenged by Pokemon trainer Ryan. Ryan decides to lead with his Crobat, while Thomas decides to lead with his Torkoal. So immediately we see an advantage for Thomas, as Crobat can't really touch a Torkoal, and Thomas gets his Drought up right away. So the Crobat is going to go for a U-turn, which will make it so that it will take a lot of Rocky Helmet damage. This is super useful for Thomas. And he's going to make the switch into the Politoed, which makes a lot of sense because, let's be honest, Torkoal can't really touch the Politoed, and with the rain up, Fire-type hits won't be doing too much damage. But Thomas decides to go for a Yawn, which is a really smart play because now, if Ryan decides to keep his Politoed in, he'll be sleeping. So Thomas goes into his Shiinotic, which pretty much walls the Politoed, while Ryan decides to let his Politoed go to sleep and Toxic this Shiinotic, which is really bad for Thomas because now it's on a timer, it's not as useful as it would be. But fortunately, this Politoed, as I said, is asleep now. So Ryan is going to withdraw the Politoed and go right into his Kartana, which, oh boy, this thing is a threat. I would be so scared to play it, but Thomas makes such a great play and a great prediction and goes for Thunder Wave, essentially crippling this Kartana and making it so less useful in this match. So Thomas is going to take the Toxic damage, but he's also going to get some Rain Dish recovery. So we can see that the rain is actually benefiting Thomas a lot. So he decides to go into his Torkoal. Kartana can't really touch a Torkoal, and a Flamethrower is gonna obliterate this thing. And Kartana gets paralyzed, so we don't really know what it does. So Ryan makes a smart and very safe switch and goes out to his Politoed. You'll see that Ryan is actually going to be doing this switch a lot. Politoed is going to be a great pivot on his team. He also gets rid of the Drought, so he shouldn't be too scared of a potential Solar Beam or a Fire-type hit doing a lot. But Thomas decides to go into his Nihilego, and at first I thought this was a bizarre play, but we can see that Thomas prepared super well for this Politoed and gave his Nihilego Thunder. So that takes the Politoed to like very little damage. That's probably like 20%, very little health, pardon me. Now Thomas is going to make an awkward play and go into his Milotic. He possibly predicted a switch, I guess, into Garchomp, but the Politoed is going to stay. He was sacking the Politoed, which I believe is a pretty bad play, but he gets away with it. And he's going to go for a Toxic, because he knows he can take any hit from this Milotic, even if it's Rain Boosted Scald, provided he doesn't burn. And Thomas just goes for just that, and unfortunately he doesn't get the burn. So this Politoed is going to be living. Pardon me, English is bad. So Politoed is actually going to go for a rest, which is super bad for Thomas because now he has to deal with this annoying pivot, and he can get his Sun up whenever he wants because he'll have to deal with Politoed and his Drizzle. While Melodic goes for a Dragon Tail, doing very little damage on his Politoed, forcing it to switch out into Garchomp. And Garchomp can't really touch Melodic. Melodic could Scald it, it could have Ice Beam, and because of it being poisoned and having the ability Marvel Scale probably, Garchomp's physical hits aren't going to be doing a lot, and Ryan realizes this, so he goes into his Kartana, which it can deal with this Milotic pretty well. And T-Bone decides to switch out and go into his Drifblim. Now this Drifblim is actually going to put in a lot of work, as you will see, and it goes for a Hex. This is going to do so much damage because the Kartana is paralyzed, and Kartana is literally paper thin. But Kartana is going to go for a Smart Strike, the Steel-type physical move, and it's going to get hurt by the Rocky Helmet, and Thomas is just going to finish off this Kartana with a Hex. So there goes a huge threat for his team, and for everyone pretty much, and this Drifblim finally gets a kill. Now, Frostlass is going to come out, and Thomas realizes he can't stay in. He's going to take an Ice Beam or Shadow Ball to the face, so he goes into his Torkoal to get the Sun back up and to take the potential Ice Beam, which is what he probably thought would come out. But the Frostlass actually goes for a Shadow Ball, which is going to do about 45%, I would say. But now Ryan realizes he can't kill this Torkoal and he doesn't want to take a Flamethrower, so he makes, again, the safe switch into Politoed, getting rid of the weather and just being really nice over there, while Thomas decides to go for a Flamethrower, possibly predicting Ryan to want to sack his Frostlass to get damage off, but he doesn't do that. So Ryan's got the momentum right now. T-Bones has to switch into his Shiinotic again, and Politoed's gonna stay asleep, I believe. Is this the mandatory sleep turn? Not sure. So Shiinotic is gonna receive a lot of health from the Rain Dish and Leftovers, but he's gonna take some Toxic damage. And this Toxic is really gonna wear it down, making it so that Thomas can't just freely stay in with Shiinotic on this Politoed. So Ryan decides to go into his Crobat because Crobat completely walls Shiinotic unless he has Strength, Sap, and Crobat's attack is not that high. But Thomas decides to go for a Leech Seed, which is a wonderful play because now he's not only receiving Leftovers and Rain Dish, but on top of that he has the Leech Seed coming from a Mon who has decently high HP, which basically counters all of the toxic damage it's receiving. But he realizes, I don't want to take a Brave Bird to the face, or a Cross Poison, which would even be worse. So he decides to go into his Torkoal, which is a pretty nice play because Torkoal can take any hit from this Crobat, and he's going to catch a Brave Bird. Obviously this isn't going to be doing a lot because Torkoal is really physically bulky, and Crobat is going to take a lot of Rocky Helmet recoil and Brave Bird recoil on top of that, and he's going to get Leech Seeded. This Crobat just isn't having a good day. He just lost about, I would say 40% in residual damage, which is really bad for Ryan. So he's going to make, once again, the same old switch into Politoed, getting the Sun off, walling this Torkoal like there's no other day. And Torkoal's going to switch out, good play on Thomas's part, and going right into Drifblim. Now Drifblim has the Hex, and Politoed is asleep, so this is going to do a lot of damage. That does like 40% as well. Respectable damage. It indicates that the Politoed is actually physically defensive. Now this Drifblim is going to go for a Hex again, which isn't going to take out the Politoed, while the Politoed is actually going to go for an Ice Beam, and surprisingly enough, this Drifblim manages to hang on 20 HP. That's a fat Drifblim. That's the fattest balloon I've ever seen. So now Ryan decides to preserve his Politoed as it can get up the rain and counter the Torkoal later, and goes into his Poliwrath, which takes this Hex super well. Now Poliwrath can do a lot of damage right now because it's in the rain, and it's got Waterfall, and it's got +2 speed from Swift Swim, so we see it doing no damage to Melodic. Like, that's the perfect counter to Poliwrath. What was I saying? It's going to do a lot of damage. Nope, Melodic is here. But Melodic is going to take a bunch of toxic damage, and Thomas can't really stay in with Melodic. It's a really nice play on Ryan's part to get the toxic on both of his walls. So now, Thomas is going to make a questionable play. Instead of going for Scald, and it has to predict this Politoed to come out, which the switch was pretty obvious as a sack, he goes into his Torkoal, which essentially allows Ryan to get a rest and heal his Politoed back to full, which is super annoying for Thomas because he'll have to deal with this pivot again. But he actually reveals the Solar Beam. This was pretty obvious because of the Sun and the Politoed, but Solar Beam is going to be doing almost half, like just a couple health points below half. But Ryan doesn't want to take this risk. He doesn't want to take another Solar Beam to the face. But Thomas doesn't make a play. He just goes for Solar Beam again, while Ryan switches out to his Frost Blast, which can take a Solar Beam pretty well, I believe. That's about the same as it did to Politoed, but Frost Blast is frail. Now, he doesn't want to catch a Shadow Ball and lose the Torkoal, so Thomas decides to go into Shiinotic because he probably realized that this Frost Blast is choiced by the way Ryan's been playing it. So after taking this Shadow Ball and the toxic damage, this Shiinotic is about it's at 107 HP out of 167, so it's not looking too healthy, and Ryan is going to take advantage of that and going to right into his Garchomp. While Thomas decides to switch, there's a lot of switching going on this game, and he goes into Nihilego. Now, Nihilego's not staying on the Garchomp. He's 4 times weak to ground. Garchomp is faster than Nihilego, I believe. So Thomas is going to go into Milotic. Pretty nice play, I guess. While Ryan is going to go for a EQ and do respectable damage. Now we see them Milotic at about half HP, recovering some health with leftovers, but losing the same amount of health with his Toxic. Pretty unfortunate that both of his walls are quite low in health. Now Ryan is going to withdraw his Mr. Charles and go into the Politoed to get the Rain back up. It's at half HP. It can take on its Politoed pretty well. I believe... yeah, Thomas goes for a recover on Melodic. Super smart, because now he can take on the Garchomp like a lot better. He can take 2 Earthquakes from Garchomp at plus Toxic at where he's standing, and he can probably kill it with a Scald, I believe, in the Rain. So here's a questionable play by Ryan. He's gonna go into Garchomp on the Milotic. I don't know why he did that, knowing that Thomas's switch on the Politoed was Shiinotic, which is a Fairy type, and it's also a pretty bulky Pokemon. So I don't know why he did that, but Shiinotic is gonna take a bunch of toxic damage, and now we're seeing the Now we're seeing the Milotic coming out. I'm sorry, I had to pause the audio for a second there. And Milotic is going to come out and take, I believe, a Poison Jab to the face. Now, this isn't too good for Ryan because Milotic is going to take that super well. It's got the Marvel Scale. It's probably physically defensive, knowing looking at Ryan's team. So he's gonna Swords Dance, revealing that this Garchomp is not choiced, and this is pretty scary for Thomas because this is a +2 Garchomp. But he's gonna go for a Scald, and I believe he's not gonna get the burn, but he does more than half, which is pretty respectable. And Milotic can't take any hit from Garchomp at +2. I did check the damage call because I was curious. So Ryan realizes this, or I'm sorry, T-Lons realizes that he doesn't want to let his Milotic take too much damage, so he decides to sack his Drifblim. This was an exceptional play on Thomas's part because This is going to force Garchomp to go for a Poison Jab, which is a contact move, so Garchomp will not only take the aftermath from Driftwood's ability, but also the Rocky Helmet, leaving Garchomp at almost no HP. And as you will see, this amount of damage that Thomas just got on this Garchomp is enough for this Flygon to come in, reveal his Choice Scarf, and go for a Dragon Claw, taking out this monster of a Garchomp. Fun fact, I actually owned Garchomp in Season 2 of the IBL, and I know the power of this monster. So yeah, Garchomp is down. Frostlass is going to come out, threatening this Flygon with a Ice Beam. And the way that Ryan just played Frostlass indicates that he's probably Choice Scarf, because Frostlass probably can't take a Dragon Claw from Flygon at that amount of HP. So he's going to go for a set Ice Beam, doing nothing to this Milotic. The rain's going to stop, and Milotic is going to take the Aura, recover some health from leftovers, and take toxic damage. Now, we're approaching the end of the game. I believe we only have a couple turns left. So Ryan is going to withdraw his Frostlass and go into the pivot himself in the Politoed. While I haven't watched this game in a while. He goes for a Recovery, which will heal back this Milotic to full health pretty much, taking just a bit of toxic damage, not too much. It's pretty much meant to be taking hits right now from Frostlass, I believe. Poliwrath isn't going to do a lot to it. So yeah, he's going to switch out his Milotic into the Nihilego, while Ryan brings out the Poliwrath. Now, Thomas makes probably the smartest play in this game, and he decides to go into his Shiinotic No, sorry, the smartest play wasn't right now. He goes into his Shiinotic, and Poliwrath actually reveals the Belly Drum. This is a Poliwrath. This is plus 6 attack and plus 2 speed. It's pretty scary. I wouldn't want to be facing this Poliwrath. This is why Ryan's team has been doing well, because this Rain Calm is pretty good. Now, this is the smart play I was talking about. Thomas is actually going to sack his Torkoal. This is pretty good because not only does it get rid of that plus 2 speed because of the Swift Swim on this Poliwrath, but the combination of the Rocky Helmet is actually going to put this Poliwrath in range of a hit that you will see in the next turn. So, congrats to Thomas for making such a good play in an under pressure situation, like having a plus 6 Poliwrath is no joke. So he goes into his point, the Nihilego. We all know how Thomas loves this one, and Nihilego is going to go for Sludge Bomb, which is enough to take it out just like barely because of that Rocky Helmet damage from the Torkoal. And here comes the Beast Boost. This is why Ultra Beasts are so scary. Now, he's going to go into his Crobat line, and this is where Thomas reveals that he's actually a Scarf Nihilego. And because of the Beast Boost, this Crobat is going to drop this Sludge Bomb. Now, I believe Ryan will go into his Frostlass. Yeah, he got into Frostlass. Now, Frostlass, as I was saying, is indeed Choice Scarf, and he's going to go for a Hidden Power. Now, this is probably Hidden Power ground, but it still does nothing to the Nihilego, as Nihilego brings out the Sludge Bomb, and because he's plus 2, it's going to take it out. And this is pretty much a game now, because Ryan only has one mon left, being his Politoed, which is asleep, and it's at 50%, so it can take a plus 3 Sludge Bomb. So Thomas, after a very long and switch-intensive Weather War game, he's gonna take this by cleaning with his Nihilego. It's a pretty good performance for both players, but I believe Thomas just had the edge when it comes to plays. He read how Ryan played very well. So yeah, this is the game. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. This has been Chime. Peace.